can you give like a sort of like a basic breakdown of your warm up process?
Yeah, so what we do, there's all sorts of different scenarios. The ideal scenario that we like is real-time data. And the reason is because that's highly engaged data. They just complete an action, they just filled out your form, right? And so what we try to do, like 9 times out of 10, is hit them with some sort of welcome message. Because by and large, as soon as you inbox that user once, and they open, you're likely going to inbox them ongoing. And so if we can hit them right out the gate with something that catches their eye, completely in line with what they just signed up for, that's going to be that's just going to help you set up your delivery. And it's going to help you scale your delivery really quick too. And so one thing we try to do is we work with a lot of advertisers, and we basically, it's kind of a tit for tat. I mean, we send you traffic, give us the data on the back end. And what we do is when they give us that lead, because the pushback we've had is, we need our buyers to work with this data. And I completely agree. Of course, you don't want to ruin your quality, right? And so what we'll do is we'll just send information. If anything, we'll try to reinforce the buyer's decision or the lead's decision to move forward with something and encourage them to pick up the phone or whatever it's going to be. So the buyers are happy, but also then you get to hit with that, engage with that data right out the gate, right up front. And so the best thing you can do is engage with data real time, because that's going to give you the best odds. Other things we can do is sometimes we'll do batches. And so we'll start with just emailing just campaigns highly targeted to what people are signing up for. So we'll start with maybe 300 records the first day, then 600, and then 900, and we'll keep it going. And then, every 4 days, we'll double the data. I don't like that as much, because there's just more opportunity for things to go wrong. Again, with the real-time data, it's the easiest thing. And it just helps you set up. The other thing we do is we work a lot with, we'll use openers from another data set, or what we'll do is we'll email another data set saying, hey, click here to check this out. And then what we'll do is when they go to the site, and you can set this up, but this is legal. You can, talk to your whatever legal attorney you have for checking your compliance and stuff, which as you get bigger and compliance gets more important. But anyways, when they click on a link, basically you can have language like click here and you'll opt in, and then you use those clickers to help build your new data set, so that when you bring in the raw data, if you can't bring it in real time, you can bring it in chunks, and you're working with a highly engaged segment to start with. Because what we do is every time we set up a new account or a new data feed that we're working with, we start with a brand new domain, and that domain doesn't have any history on it. And it's kind of it's just like your domain reputation. And so if Google sees people are engaging with emails from this domain, your chance of inboxing, especially in the primary tab, is much higher, right? And so the best way to do that is, give Google what they want. I've said this before, and I even say it now. This is something I've thought of for years, and it's really served me well. If you think about Google at the end of the day, and Gmail specifically, because Gmail is about 75% of every list, plus or minus 10%. What does Gmail want? And Gmail wants customers. They want people to use Gmail. And so to keep customers, not only get them, but to keep them, you got to keep them happy, meaning you got to give them the emails they want to their inbox and the ones that they don't want to their spam. Easy enough, right? And so when Gmail, their ideal situation is they have 1,000 users, all 1,000 users receive an email. In Gmail's ideal world, every single user opens that email and doesn't complain. Now Gmail, man, we're doing our job. Everyone's opening, they're reading, they like what they got, they're not complaining. So the more you can recreate that world for Gmail, the happier they'll be. So if I send out a list, blast to another list, and say it's to, we have 5,000 people click through, right? It says, here, click here to opt in, you'll get whatever it is. And I use this now clicker, this highly engaged target list of clickers to build my new domain reputation. Your open rate's going to be through the roof. It's going to be it could be, we've seen 50, 60, 70%, even 30, 40%, even 25 is great. And so when you start using that to build your domain reputation at the gate, you're giving Gmail what they want, which is you're showing them that the users you're contacting with want this information, because they're not complaining when they get it and they're engaging. And so when we come up with these ways to scale data and stuff, we always have that in mind. It's how do we make Gmail happy? Because if we make Gmail happy, Gmail is going to make us happy by inboxing our emails. So that's kind of the framework that I always build from, if that makes sense.